Hello and welcome to day 2 of Digital Health Rewired 2025 here at the NEC in Birmingham. What a day we had yesterday. Some really good sessions, good speakers, lots of networking, and it carries on today. We've had some good NHS England speakers already. Ming Tang, Vinda Varka, Sir Stephen Powis. We've also had Nicola Byrne, the National Data Guardian for Health and Social Care in England. And yeah, as I said, busy show floor still for day 2. So I'm going to go talk to some people now. There's a lot of exhibitors, and I'm going to go and have a chat with them, so follow me. On the show floor here, day 2 of Digital Health Rewired 2025, delighted to be joined by Mindy Simon, co-director of the NHS Innovation Accelerator. Mindy, the accelerator has been launched here at the event. Can you tell us a little bit about that and kind of what you're hoping to achieve over the next few months?
So this is like the perfect platform for us to launch our accelerator cohort in. It's our 2025 cohort, so it's a whole new bunch of 28 innovators who can help the health system address any problems they've got. We need people to be able to see them. One of the most important things is about visibility, so that people are able to identify that this is an NIA fellow, and also this is a great innovation. So we want to make sure that we get lots of foot traffic, which has been amazing, because there are how many people here? Thousands of people. So we've had a ready-made audience. In the past, when we've had these launches, it's always been a bit nerve-wracking. Is anybody going to turn up to my party? Well, we knew people would turn up to your party here, so that's been fantastic. And they're all we've got Steve Powis here too, we've got Tim Horton, we've got Sir Bruce Keogh and Laura Boyd. We've got some amazing people who first formed us to kind of speak about us, and it's just been phenomenal.
And you also chaired a session yesterday. Can you tell us a bit about what that was about and some of the key takeaways?
So it was about delivering innovation and trying to think of what the barriers and levers are, and how do we overcome those. But my key takeaway came from Ambus Vogel. She is an investor as well as a serial entrepreneur, and she's bringing out a new app for women's health. And one of the best things about this is she's not looking to make money. She's looking to help people, and she's sort of showed that you can actually do innovation cost effectively and in an altruistic way. And that was my biggest takeaway, is you can do it for the people and help people, not just yourself.
Sounds great, yeah. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the day. We're here now at the very nice Altera Digital Health stand. I'm with Mark Hutchinson, Vice President at Altera Digital Health. Mark, you've been involved in some kind of digital transformation case studies at Rewired. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been really proud to share the success of our client, Liverpool Heart and Chest. Liverpool Heart and Chest have achieved HIMSS level 7, so the very highest level of digital maturity. They've also done some really interesting and innovative work around electronic prescribing, and so it's great to be able to come to an event like this and to be able to help them share their successes and our successes, so that other organisations across the NHS can learn from that and hopefully develop their solutions and help things move on for their patients the same way that they have for theirs.
That's great. And what else has kind of caught your eye across the last 2 days? Any kind of key takeaways as you kind of head home later?
I think the thing I've been most impressed about this year is just the sheer numbers of people. It's really been a popular event, and given all of the uncertainty in the market, given the challenges that some of our colleagues at other organisations and the NHS are wrestling with, it's so encouraging to see that the NHS is still investing in sending their colleagues and their staff to shows like this to see innovative solutions, to see not just big suppliers like us, but the small ones around the edge as well, to be able to look at what can they take back to their organisation, what can they take back to their hospital or to their ICB, and what can they do for their patients to help improve the safety and reliability of care using technology.
That's great, Mark. Thank you very much. And now with Max Gatling, Commercial Director at Exxon Health, here on the Rewired show floor. There's been a lot of kind of key themes out of this Rewired, but one of them is called kind of clinical safety and AI. I want to ask you about clinical safety of AI and kind of why is that such a key issue at the moment?
That's a very good question. I think a more important question is what type of AI are we talking about? There's lots of different versions of AI, and I did a webinar last month, I think it was, talking about the different levels of AI. There's so many kind of substructures and sub-segments of AI. For example, using natural language processing with against large language models and generative AI. One of the things I've noticed around Rewired, certainly over the last 2 days, is how many companies are embracing generative AI, where just 6 months ago that was deemed a bit of a no-no. If you speak to any council in the country or any local authority, generative AI wasn't really widely accepted. What I've noticed at Rewired is companies are embracing it across primary, secondary and in community, and I think the benefits of utilising generative AI are huge, and they outstrip the risks around it. And I would just note that we've been developing an artificial intelligence product which leverages generative AI, large language models, so we use a Microsoft stack. One thing that we don't allow, and I've seen that other companies that do it and they have the clinical safety around it, one thing that we've done is not allowed any machine learning of the AI. So it's very controlled and supervised. So we talk a lot about narrow AI, and we're really only leveraging narrow AI across, certainly within healthcare at the moment. But it's interesting, the question gets asked a lot around the clinical safety, and I think it does really depend. It's such a wide scope, right? We need to just really look at what type of AI, what are the benefits to the system, to the patient and to the people within the system, and if the risks outweigh, or the benefits outweigh the risks, then I think we should look at it and embrace it, to be honest.
Absolutely, yeah. And have you found the kind of last 2 days, any key kind of highlights or takeaways from Rewired 2025?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Again, I've usually as commercial director, I'm on the stand a lot, but what I found out at Rewired is certainly I've seen lots of interesting conversations. So I've been to several discussions, far more than I would at any other show, because I'm so excited by this changes around is the NHS app the digital front door. I was in a talk this morning about reducing hospital admissions with AI-generated patient pathways and workflows, which was really interesting. And again, I've spent a lot of time in the AI and data stage, which I found fascinating, because we've just built a data dashboard that reports on the use of AI within our products, whether it's audio through a phone system or it's text through a chatbot or a digital assistant, and how we're reporting on that, which was pretty interesting. I think what that came down to, just speaking about AI and data, is having standards or standardized models of that reporting, which is interesting. I want to go back to the NHS app. I mentioned the NHS app being the digital front door, and I think Rachel Hope, within that talk, she was on stage with Professor Joe Harrison, and it was fantastic, the data that they shared on NHS app usage. So Joe mentioned that 1 in 5 citizens in the UK uses the NHS app every day, which is brilliant. But then when Rachel came on stage in the second half, she spoke more about what that means in terms of the system benefit and the patient benefit. And some of the numbers that were delivered there in the stats, I found myself taking photos of every slide that she presented. So I'll be following up with Rachel on some of the modelling that she was doing around how AI pathways and self-service pathways are leveraged, utilising AI or not. It's all about digital adoption and the benefits that has on the system with reduced hospital admissions, etc.
That's great, yeah, that was a really good session. Max, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jordan.
Now joined by Dean Moody from Airwave Healthcare and Robert Watson from James Paget University Hospital's NHS Foundation Trust. We're here at Rewired. Lots of different issues have been discussed across the last 2 days, but patient engagement is one kind of key theme. Just wanted to kind of ask you why that's kind of so important at the moment in the NHS.
Well, we feel that patient engagement is so important because it can really help the NHS as well as the patients. So better informed patients can make their own decisions on their care and actually help themselves. But what we're finding is that patients are struggling to get that information. So we're that portal to the patients that can help them get that information. And we've been working with James Paget here, who and they have their own designs on what they want to get in front of the patients, don't you, Robert?
Yeah, we've been quite fortunate. We've built a sort of concept ward based around the new hospital programmes, standardisation principles, and obviously using platforms like Airwave allow us to get all of the great digital assets in front of our patients, so that we can really not just improve their sort of quality, but hopefully have a sort of a meaningful impact on their sort of patient journey and their outcomes. And from our point of view, it's closing that loop a little bit for our patients.
That's great. And kind of across the last 2 days at Rewired, what have been any kind of highlights or key takeaways, or why is it important, I guess, for Airwave as well to kind of be here with other like-minded individuals?
Okay, well, there's a whole ecosystem of companies that work together, and it's great. I can see 3 other stands here that we're working with at the moment because, as I said, we're a conduit. We don't do all of the great innovations. We integrate with Nerve Centre, with ASCOM, with other service providers to get their services in front of the patients. And better informed patients will get better quickly.
Robert, any kind of key takeaways from the event?
To be honest, I think it's all the suppliers that we sort of are having meaningful conversations with have interoperability at the sort of as one of their core values, and I think it's recognising that again, when we start to sort of communicate with each other and work not in a silo, ultimately it's our patients that benefit at the end of the day.
That's great. Thank you both for joining me, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Jordan.
Well, that's it for Digital Health Rewired 2025. What a 2 days we've had here at the NEC in Birmingham. Lots of speakers, lots of networking, sharing best practice. Let's do it all again next year.